Hello and welcome. How are you doing today? Leave some comments down below. Let me know how you're doing. Chat. Let's do this. I'm here to help. Today we're going to be talking about something that is like air and money for a small business. And that's marketing automations. Now, I am not an expert, okay? Not even close. But I do have a bit of experience with marketing my firm, okay? So we're going to talk about that because I think it's important that everybody kind of gets marketing. Because legit, I can't imagine there's really any business that doesn't need more clients, right? Or more customers, right? If you don't need, please leave in the comments below if you don't need more clients or customers, if you're a small business. I would love to know what that's like, number one. And number two, why? Why don't you want to get bigger? There's so many, there's headaches with getting bigger, but there's so many opportunities getting bigger as well. So leave those comments in below. If you're new here, my name is Taylor Darcy from Think Legal, where I help people and businesses thrive. So welcome. I go live, generally speaking, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m., right about now, exactly now. And, feel free to catch me on the live because, well, this is what we're going to have fun with. Just just chilling and talking. And I'm actually thinking about, I don't know, I'd like to get people's feedback on this. If you'd like to have just rather than a learn and Q&A, which by the way, always feel free if you hop on to ask questions if you're here live. But if you're not, leave them in the comments below. That's cool too. But if I just had a general Q&A on Fridays, legal Q&A, we can just discuss stuff that's legal. Maybe even do contract breakdowns. I see contracts, good and bad, all the time. And I'd be happy to work with you to talk about your contract and see what we can do to improve it. So that's something I'm thinking about doing, have dedicated Fridays just for Q&A and contract breakdown and discussion and stuff like that. So just think about it. Let's get started, shall we? All right, welcome back. So when you're a business owner, especially when you're a local business, this doesn't apply as much to multi-state businesses. It does, but I'm just saying most of the time, the bigger you get, the more people you have to work with. So I want you guys to know that this is geared towards the local business who may not have the infrastructure to be able to have this as a design, okay? You set this stuff up, and then not that you never worry about it, but that's not your focal point, okay? We live in an amazing world where their computers are doing so many good things, and you can make a computer do really good things. And so that's what we're talking about here. And there's lots of options, lots of social media options. There's so many ways to market your business. And number one, what's probably most important is knowing who your ideal client is, or right fit client, whatever it is, and then using the channels effectively, okay? Because if you're trying to market to somebody and they're not there, then it's a wasted effort, right? And marketing has a bad name, but it's not. Marketing is helping other people find you. That's it. It's very simple. But because if they don't know you exist, how could they ever hire you or buy from you or fill in the blank, whatever it is that you're going for? So I know this is kind of funny, so please not funny. It's people think that certain things are outdated when they're really not. It's that people get shiny object syndrome, and they move on to the flavor of the week of what to market. The problem with that is that it leaves, if it leaves, time is your best friend when it comes to marketing, and we'll talk about that. So these things that I'm going to talk about are going to give you a strategy as well as automation to be able to design something that creates the best possible outcome. Okay, just had to say that. Number one, email marketing. Yes, it still works. People don't change emails as often as they change their address. Email marketing works. You just have to be okay at it, decent at it, have to do it consistently. Now, please don't misunderstand. I am not perfect on this one. I need to work on my email marketing for sure. But it is a great way, because what do people do when they get up in the morning? A lot of people, not everybody, a lot of people check their email. Now, should we check our email? That's a completely different story entirely. But most people will check their email. So sending out an email in the evening or early morning to be read, late evening, early morning, to be read when they get up is a great way to market yourself. Now, we're not going to get into the nuts and bolts of that, but the idea being that you automate this. So you're not sitting at your keyboard sending an email to people at that time. You don't have to be at 3 a.m. to email somebody. Like, you set the CRM to set a time, and we'll talk about CRM in a second. But you take it can be MailChimp, there's so Active Campaign. There's so many options out there for email marketing. So don't feel like you have to pick one. Yes, some are better than others, and some are better priced than others. And so you got to find one that works for you. But the goal is to automate those emails. So you can create a situation where people get emails at regular intervals. Okay. Because, and here is why marketing is so important. This is why these things are so important. People like to do business with companies and individuals that they know, like, and trust. I'm hoping this is not the first time you've ever heard this. I'm hoping this is like a reiteration of things you've heard in the past. But the point is that, so anything you can do to help people know, like, and trust you is a good thing, right? So when you're sending out an email, is it helping people to know, like, and trust you? That's the goal. That is the goal. So if it's not, then don't do it. Pretty simple. Don't be obnoxious. Don't spam people. Oh my gosh, for the love of all that's good and holy, there is nothing more obnoxious than getting a spam email. Like, I've never met you, I've never heard of you, and you send me an email, guess what? It's going in the trash. And I'm sure that's true for a lot of people. But some people think that, oh, well, it's email, so it's no big deal. And maybe they get something off of it. Maybe. But a lot of people just get annoyed and either unsubscribe and report them, or they just ignore them and delete them. And so it's not the best use of your advertising time. Not to mention money, but just your advertising time, right? It takes time to acquire these people. It takes, there's lots of resources out there. So you've got to keep that in mind, is it's not just about the money, it's about time. And also creating goodwill. Do you really want to work with somebody that you annoyed the crap out of? Probably not. Okay, that's number one. Email marketing, it's not dead. You just got to use it and combined with other things. Social media marketing, oh my gosh, this is huge. Facebook, YouTube, which is where you're finding me on maybe. All of these different avenues to Twitter, Instagram. Again, social media marketing. These are great opportunities for businesses like yourselves to increase the know, like, and trust factor, right? You don't have to go crazy with this. This isn't something where you have to post every single day. You can sprinkle, right? Like, over time, different things. You can go out on Twitter. You can do a Q&A. There's lots of things. You can post pictures about your office on Instagram. You can do live videos like what I do. This is one of the things. This is a marketing avenue for me. Be straight up honest. The goal is to have people get educated And eventually, if they're in the market for an attorney and they're in California, that they hire me. Is there any pressure on you? No. Like, if you never hire me, okay. The goal is for you to build that relationship. Too many people try to skip that step. They try to skip to the sale without building the know, like, and trust factor. And that's a mistake. Because in today's overly, like, we're bombarded with so much stuff coming at us, right? It takes longer for people to know, like, and trust you. That's just how it is, because we have less time and less attention for things. So you need to focus on building that relationship so that people will want to hire you when they're ready to hire you. Okay. CRM, or client or customer relationship manager, whichever one you get, they kind of are interchangeable. I have clients, other people have customers, whatever. I mean, it's different name, same idea, right? What does that mean? Well, how do you keep track of everyone's information? Spreadsheets, databases, not really the best use of your time and energy. Nothing wrong with them, and it's good if you keep track of stuff. But a CRM allows you to have a central receptacle for your client or customer information so that it's easy to find and it's easy to market to, right? Or market with, not to. Because it allows you to check things like how often you've contacted them. When do you contact them? All of these different avenues of creating relationships. Again, how are you increasing the know, like, and trust? One of the things I do on my CRM is I send birthday emails. Simple, easy. I mean, it takes 10 minutes to set up, but how meaningful, because when nobody else does it, right? How meaningful does it become? I'm not saying that people are going to go, hey, I'm going to hire you because you sent me a birthday email. That's not the point. The point is people want to know that you remembered them. And while I have it set up automated, that doesn't mean that I didn't think to set that automation up, right? So you just know that not everybody it's going to work for. Okay, next one is, what does everybody have these days that, like, everybody and their dog, and sometimes more than one? Cell phone. Right here. Okay. How many of you have SMS messaging, text messaging? There's a lot of opportunity there that didn't exist years ago. Do you have text messaging implemented in your marketing? People are on their phones all the time. They don't always check their email, but they check their text messages. Here's another concept, and this is an important one. This is probably the overall reaching part of this email, is that the automation is a function, but the goal is to meeting your potential clients where they are. That's the key to this, okay? You want to, if people are on Instagram, that's what I was talking about by having your ideal avatar at the beginning of this, because if you're looking for, someone of Gen X versus Gen Z or a millennial or whatever, fill in the blank, whatever type of audience that you're looking for. If you're looking in the wrong places, if you're not on TikTok, right, then that's a problem because that's where the majority of the people are. So you've got to look at where your clients are and go there. And that's what you want to focus on. A lot of people are on their mobile phones, a lot. In fact, most content these days is on your mobile phone. So is your website mobile compatible? And it used to be you had to have a separate mobile website, and that was obnoxious. Now a lot of themes and a lot of things are mobile, not just mobile compatible, but they are geared towards mobile, right? Because a lot of people will be sitting on their couch watching TV, and what are they doing? They're playing on their mobile phone. Why aren't you there? Legit, it is not that expensive to do this. Depending on your client, it could be very cheap to implement and the ROI on it could be huge, which if you're new and never heard that phrase before, ROI stands for return on investment. The investment that you take to doing these automations can be huge if you do it correctly. Okay. The next one is sales and marketing workflow automation. What does that mean? How do you interact with people once they're in your knowledge? Do you have drip campaigns set up? How do you have drip campaigns set up? How frequently? What is the goal of the drip campaign? All of these things you want to, like for instance, we do email, text messaging, and then we do phone call follow-ups. Why? Because that helps our potential clients know that we are here to help them. You would be surprised at how many people do not do these things. Be different. Be better. That's the goal. Like something as dumb as I contacted a couple of vendors, I want to say about 2 to 3 months ago, asking them about their services. And I did not hear back. I didn't even get an autoresponder email saying, thank you for contacting us. That's weird. Like, legit. Why would you not have an auto contact or a contact autoresponder? It's a simple way to let people know that you got their information. Now, you should do something with it, but the point is it's such a simple and easy thing to do. But what are you doing after that? How are you increasing that know, like, and trust factor? What are you doing to build that relationship? Now, I get you have lots of things to do, which is why a lot of this stuff can be automated. That's the point.
I repeat, things can be automated.
Okay? The point of that is simply to start it, to continue that relationship. Okay? Are you going to get hired every time off of automated things? No. People like the personal touch. But what it does is it keeps you top of mind. Because I'm going to share with you a scary statistic. It takes anywhere between 25 to 30, give or take, times of interacting with somebody before they will buy from you. Yep. Depending on the significance of that contact, right? The more it's like passive, the more it has to be. The more active that contact is, that relationship starting, the fewer it has to be. So maybe if you're talking phone call, it drops that down to 5 to 10, as opposed to like an in-person meeting might be 1 to 2, 3 to 4. So it depends. If you're just doing Instagram posts, which is fine, I'm not dissing that, just keep in mind that it's going to take you a few times of meeting with them or talking with them. It's not going to be, oh, they see this cool, funny cat picture and they're going to hire you tomorrow. It's not going to happen. Okay? All right, so sales and marketing workflow automation. What are you doing? What kind of drip campaigns are you setting up? And are you actually setting anything up? Or are you just ignoring people like what I was saying earlier about people? Like I had one vendor, they scheduled an appointment, they rescheduled the appointment, fine, stuff happens, no big deal. They ghosted me on the reschedule, and then when I talked about this, I think Monday, then when after we finally got together, after they ghosted me again. Oh my gosh. Like, don't ghost people, like legit. Like, I know you're busy, but find a way not to ghost people. There's a reason not to. Not suggesting anyone's perfect. Okay. Next, marketing automation analytics. If someone is contacting you for a widget, they probably don't have much interest in B widget. Okay? So, at that time, maybe they would in the future. Don't know. Not going to guess. But by segmenting your market, your marketing tools, like for instance, if someone's interested in their A widget, then you're going to market to them for the A widget. You're going to give them what they want. So there is software out there that will segment your market for you so that when you're marketing to them, you're marketing based on what it is they're looking for, right? Like you don't, for me, like if someone approaches me regarding a litigation matter, I don't try to market them on a will and a trust. I don't do wills and trusts. I'm just using that as for instance, because that's stupid, straight up. But a lot of people do that. They just send generic emails to everyone on their list, as opposed to specific emails on specific parts of their list. And some instances that's applicable. Like for instance, if you're just doing a general announcement, if you're letting them know some bit of information that could be useful to everybody, that's okay. But when you divide your market, when you divide your client database into different segments, then you can really niche down and market to those people with specific things. Okay? Now, this is the last one. This is number 7. Okay? This is magic right here. This is where everything comes together. You want to create what's called an omni-channel automation. What does that mean? You're like, Taylor, what the flip? Okay, so omni-channel automation is creating a unified customer experience. If you have not already done it, okay, I want you to sit down and map out what your customer experience should be, client experience should be. What do you want to give them? What type of feeling, what type of everything do you want? Sit down and map that out. And then you take all of your marketing materials and you combine them to create this experience that gives the customer the best opportunity to get to know, like, and trust you. Okay? Consistent branding, things of that nature, having the website, having whatever marketing materials you use, using it consistently throughout time. Don't use, and I say this, don't use Comic Sans on your marketing materials. It makes you look stupid. I'm not saying you are stupid. I'm saying it makes you look stupid. But things like that, I mean, unless you're a clown, which, okay, that's different. But I'm saying like using uniform fonts and styles and colors, while that is important for branding, it's important to convey that imagery throughout all of your marketing material, right? Because that's how they get to know, like, and trust you more, by creating unified channels. So it's a unified customer experience, but with all of these intentions. And it can be difficult, okay? And I get that. I don't want you to feel like that this is something that you have to do all at once. I want you to sit down and start the map first. Start the thing that can be figured out the easiest. And then take your next step. And then your next step, right? Like sit down and figure out these different things. Like set up your email marketing automations. Then go to your SMS. Then go to your social media. Then go to your CRM and figure that out and do each one of those things. And so on and so forth. And then just do a little bit each day, right? Because the whole purpose is, if you're going to benefit others, first you need to invest in that energy and time to show them who you are, to help them know, like, and trust you. Okay? Well, that's it. That's the magic. If you've gotten value out of this video, don't forget to hit subscribe and like. And know we go live Monday through Friday, most days. Some days I got to take time off occasionally at 11, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Don't forget to hit that bell icon. See ya.